Hey, snackysays.com subscribers. Hey, it's Jody Taylor of Snacky Says. Oh my gosh! I just I I just dropped something. Something sounds mysterious. It's my old phone, which is funny because we're talking about electronics today. This thing is like super kicking the bucket. So I'm trying to charge it because even though it's my old phone, there's still stuff on there that I want. We're gonna keep going. You know that, right? You beautiful humans, dear folks. You know we're gonna keep going, right? So this is Jody Taylor of SnackySays.com. Welcome to Totally Unrelated. So today we're talking, and I'll say up front, I don't have any answers. I always feel like I have to add that. This is always a conversation. I'm always happy to hear what you guys think and what your experiences are. So hit reply. So I'm just gonna start out by saying that I repel electronics. This has been like years and years and years. One of the books that I never finished reading was Energy Vampire. That's not the exact title. I'll put the exact title in the links. But one of the things it talked about was some people kind of repelling electronics. If you read the book, please correct me. That's not the exact language, but I'm paraphrasing. There was also a TV show a few years ago called Good Omens. It's still on Amazon. Check it out. If you're keen, read the description. I won't go into it because I want to resist the temptation to go down rabbit holes. But in Good Omens, this is not a spoiler alert. There is a character who repels electronics, and that's me. So things just break around me. Before I got this Mac laptop, and this laptop is going to be 2 years old the beginning of August this year. I had so many laptops. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say I went through 6 laptops in about 5 years in Korea, maybe more. To be fair, they were all refurbished. I don't think I never bought a brand new laptop, but still, 6, that's a lot. That's a lot. And they would just die. They would just die on me. I'd be like in the middle of typing something and it would just die, and it would just have just come back from the shop. Or if I sent it to the shop, there would be some once in a lifetime something wrong with it. Like you would have to I had a tech guy that I worked with in Korea, and he'd be like, "Yo, I've never seen anything like this, has never happened before." Okay. I get this Mac again almost 2 years ago, got it in August. And by September, I was in the Apple store twice in 1 month, if I'm remembering correctly. Probably September, and then again in, no, it was twice in September. If it was October, it was like, let me really think about this. Whatever. The point is, I just got in August and I already went to the shop twice. Same thing with phones. This phone that fell, I'm afraid to even look because I will legit cry if it's like broken. This phone just started, like, I can't tell you, this phone and the phone before it, I've spent hundreds of dollars. So why am I going to all of this? Because these things are humongous distractions. They're expensive distractions and strains and stress for me, because I have days like today, which is why I'm thinking about this and talking about it now, where I want to get stuff off this old phone, and it won't charge, and it keeps dying, and it's a simple thing that I've done 1,000 times. You plug it in and you just move the files from the phone to the laptop, and that's it. But it won't work. So I've had to like go out of my you got gentle people. Every time I think there's going to be something simple, stuff like this happens. Are you thinking like, damn, Joe, why are you yelling? Like, why do we have to hear you vent? Because I'm hoping you can help me, and I'm hoping that I can help you too. Because I am an OG at this. So what do I usually do? Exactly what I'm doing now. I take time to vent. Um, 1,000 apologies if I've ever done to you this to you in person or via WhatsApp voice notes. I know for a fact that there's some of you who are listening and be like, yes, yes, Joe, you have. 1,000 apologies. And then I get back to work. Even if I don't have, like, it's happened to me before where my laptop died, I'd be like, I'm doing this shit on a notebook, and I would take out a notebook and write out the email that I wanted to write, or write out the presentation, or draw it out or whatever. And when I got the laptop back, I would start again, or I would borrow somebody's laptop, or I would maybe, depending on what it was, finish it at work. um that reminds me, like, I've also had that happen with printers. I repel electronics. I think it's either that or the universe, or I did something in a past life that I'm atoning atoning for. I don't know what I like. I have days where moments where I'm just like, yo, what did you do, man? What happened? Um it's not easy. It is not easy to make a decision like I did yesterday. I planned it out. I had my 4 quadrants of what I was going to do in each task. I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning of this, but I got this set up for my to plan how to plan my day. Basically, a project management for bullet journals course for men who bullet. It was part of workshop week 2021. I'll put a link, but he may also have something on his YouTube or website if you don't want to get into workshop week. Anyway, help me out, man. Please. If you have resources for I'm not even joking. Like, should I be burning incense? Do I need to learn how to read my chakras? That's probably the wrong phrase, but the word chakra, chakra, comes to mind. What's your advice? What do you think? Like, what do you do? In your case, it might be the dogs barking, or it might be a loud neighbor or roommate, or you might be, another thing that I have going on is I'm pretty sensitive about my cracking knuckles, sorry. Pretty sensitive about my surrounding area. So it's like my belly has to be full, the light has to be hitting me a certain way, and there has to be like certain sounds, like lo-fi is my jam lately, or silence. But that's all very ideal. And so ranting and raving, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be self-deprecating. I'm serious. I'm not ranting and raving. It's very frustrating. But frustrations aside, how do we get things done? How do we get things done? I'm open to tips. And so, like, again, what I've done, I was just talking about this right here, just flipping to my mental Rolodex. In case I didn't say, I think I did. What I've done is take another route. I take time to vent. I take time to process. Today I went for a walk. I call them like mini or micro walks. It was only like 15 minutes, but it did maybe a little bit more because it did help me get to my 3 mile. Wrong details. Come on, Joe. Anyway, number one, event/process. I had this plan and now things are going another way. And number two, come up with a backup, like, or alternative. So if the laptop is down, get out pen and paper and write out your plans. If the website you wanted to use is, another thing I didn't mention, this happened to me so many times. I have gone on to a website and the website will be down and every other website is like up and running that I don't need. And I'm talking specifically something I needed to complete for work, or a course, or an article I really wanted to read, and I'm finally going to go on and read it, and the website will be down. So in that case, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to trip. Actually, I do trip. And then I say, okay, I tripped. And now, if you don't know, tripped means like, I got upset. So I got upset. And then I go back to it a bit later. So again, this isn't about advice. And this is part of my venting and processing. But if this has also happened to you, you're not alone. And again, it doesn't have to be electronics. It's it could be any kind of big distraction, but try to get back on course. And you could have, like, I'll say to myself, like, yo, the sun is not going to set without me finishing this, or coming up with another path. Or, okay, this didn't work out, but what I am going to finish is these other things on my list, and I'm going to try again. I am going to finish this thing. Okay, so we're at 10 minutes. This is longer than I want it to go, but this has been cathartic for me, and I hope helpful to you if you're going through that, this stuff. And yeah, I guess I'll end here. Thanks for listening. If I think of any other tips, let's see how it goes the rest of the night, I'll add them. And if you have any tips, again, please hit reply and tell me, like, if you know what crystals I need, or incense, or if there's like a mantra or affirmation I can say. Maybe I'm just in the wrong time. Maybe I should have been born before electronics and lived a fruitful and plentiful, successful life, because I wasn't dealing with stuff like this. Okay, let's end here. This is Jody Taylor of snackysays.com, and this has been Totally Unrelated.